So after the uproar from the wrestling world last Monday, where we all witnessed two dudes like Karrion Kross and Keith Lee pathetically embarrassed due to the erratic judgments, bullshit booking, and internal sabotage by the owner of the company, Vince McMahon, we find ourselves in a monumental moment for both of these men 7 days later, last night on Monday Night Raw. Vince can be the bigger man here, put his ego and stubbornness aside, and admit he was not only wrong, but negligent in his booking. But instead of doing what is truly best for business, best for the company, best for the fans, best for the wrestlers, VKM decided to double down in utter defiance. Last night he took both Karrion Kross and Keith Lee and he put them in a match together, one-on-one, against each other, guaranteeing that one of these men were going to be taking another monumental loss. Kross simply cannot lose because he's your NXT champion and was undefeated until his main roster debut last Monday, where he lost in 3 minutes. And Keith Lee just returned to the main roster last Monday after being absent for nearly 7 months. Usually when you come back after a long hiatus, you get a bit of a rocket strapped to you, an initial welcome back push, if you will. But all Keith Lee got, however, was a swift kick in the ass and a 5-minute loss to Bobby Lashley. Welcome back, kid! Again, both cannot lose! So Vince trolls the fans, says fuck you to the fans. Even worse, fuck you to his own wrestlers, his own talent. What happened to Keith Lee last night is unacceptable! For Keith Lee, it is safe to say it's over in WWE. Something happened between he and WWE. Something bad happened between Vince McMahon and Keith Lee. And it was not good at all. A 7-month absence. And Keith Lee and Mia Yim remained silent even though they wanted to talk. Cryptic messages from Mia Yim and Keith Lee for the entire 7 months. And when he returns, he is clearly being punished. Last week, it is now known after last night that last week was not a one-off. Keith Lee is being punished. Even for Keith Lee, last night was his breaking point. Keith Lee left a message last night, and Keith Lee says the following on social: I've decided I'm just going to tell you guys the story myself. Give me a week or two. So Keith Lee is saying, I've had enough. I'm gonna tell the story. Regardless of whether that company likes it or not, just give me a week or two, and I'm gonna tell you what happened in my own words directly. Again, Keith Lee left this statement last night. I've decided I'm just going to tell you guys the story myself. Give me a week or two. That tells you, in case there was any indication that you thought there wasn't an issue. You'd have to be a dumb breed not to know there's a problem after last night's loss. But just in case you were wondering, Keith Lee is confirming there's a fucking problem, and he's spilling the beans in a week or two. Because he knows this is just going to continue. This is a punishment. What is he being punished for? This can't just be about trademark, can it? Keith Lee wanted the rights to his name. He was having some behind the scenes back and forth with Vince about who owns the name, who gets certain rights, and you know, Keith Lee could not be more opposite than Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Keith Lee is actually a stand-up, honorable dude. That's how he lives his life. So if he thinks something is right, he's going to go to his boss, a family member, a friend, an acquaintance, a stranger, and he's going to tell them right from wrong. There are those people in this world. And then there's absolute douchebags, assholes, scumbags, like Vincent Kennedy, who does this type of shit to his wrestlers for his own enjoyment. He doesn't punish them behind the scenes. He puts them in the middle of the ring for the world to see like a circus freak, and he punishes them. That's a grade A asshole to BC Amplified. You handle your business behind closed doors. You don't make somebody a circus freak for your entertainment. The entertainment should be for the fans, and your talent should be utilized in the most upgraded spots and positions imaginable to get the best out of them and your company. They're not there for your amusement, Vince, so you can play God. So you can play judge, jury, and executioner in the middle of the ring and treat them like absolute shit. What I saw out of Keith Lee last night, and for that poor dude, you put him in a position where neither men can lose. Absolute fucking bullshit. Monday Night Raw. We'll talk more about this when we get to that match. Monday Night Raw for July 26, 2021. This is your review. Audio format. We out in the world whooping that ass. Coffees and ass whoopings, you know the deal. I'm about to pound the rest of this coffee. Don't worry, I got another one waiting to be popped. So we're going to down this motherfucker, and we're going to come right back, and we're going to give you a full throttle Monday Night Raw, July 26, 2021 review, like only BC Amplify can give. Fair, consistent, firm, straight down the middle, but a hell of a lot more amplified than ever before. We get it rocking now. Nikki A.S.H starts the show. The crowd actually popped for Nikki A.S.H. I don't know where they were last night. I don't want to know where they were. They even broke out a "You deserve it" chant for Nikki A.S.H. What the fuck? BC's thinking, is this the crowd after WrestleMania? What type of alternate universe are we in here? What is going on? BC just cannot connect with this version of Nikki Cross. I'm trying, trust me, and I hope I do come around. It's just knowing what Nikki Cross was in NXT and from Sanity and the matches she had with Asuka and being taken seriously by everybody. And going to the main roster, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. She's ready to rock. All you gotta do, Vince, is give her good booking, or at least decent booking, and Nikki Cross could show you what she could do. Instead, they gotta go this route. BC, it was Nikki's idea, and her husband Killian Dane helped her with the whole superhero gimmick, or almost a superhero gimmick, and Vince McMahon approved it. We should be happy. She's running around in a fucking Halloween costume, in a mask, talking about almost accomplishing your goals. Almost doing this and almost doing that. Her whole character is a participation trophy award. Wait till you hear the promo that she cut at the end of the night. Oh, you're going to get a kick out of this because Nikki A.S.H was in the main event last night. And wait till you hear what she said, Lexa, and the Ome, and Asuka. And wait till you hear what she said about being almost this and almost that, because you can almost accomplish your dreams. You can't quite accomplish them. But if you try really hard and you put on this mask and you put the cape on, I'm telling you right now, you can almost be what you want to be in life. And isn't that what we really want? We want to almost be things. No, we want to be rich. We want to have it all. We want to be on the top of our game, the top of the mountain. We want it all. All the love, all the money, all the donuts. All right, maybe that's just a BC thing. I love donuts. But the point is, you don't want to almost accomplish shit. I don't get the character, but even worse, I don't get why this man, this I'm being generous, too generous. This old bastard in Stamford, Connecticut. I don't understand why he takes all of this talent from NXT, and first he likes to embarrass them. He calls it humbling them. He embarrasses them, puts them into obscurity, and when he's ready, he plucks them out of catering, and then he starts alternating them, altering their every fiber. The fact that Nikki Cross even had to think of a character like this, that starts the pathetic realm. The pathetic wheel in motion gets set from Vince McMahon making her doubt herself, making her feel like who she is with that original Nikki Cross character is not good enough and it's never going to get over. But we know that's a bull-faced lie. But that's what he wants you to believe. He wants you to think that he is the only one with the answers. He mind-fucks you. You listen to Shayna Baszler tell her story to Renee Paquette, and it's amazing how Vince McMahon mind-fucks you. You hear the stories from Malachi Black, Alistair, and how he just mind-fucks you. And he tells you one thing and he does another. And then he tells you to do something differently. You do it. He says he hated it. You do the original thing that you were doing and he says he loves it. You don't know what you're doing. And we hear it time and time again. He is literally internally sabotaging his own wrestlers, his own talent. Nikki Cross is the latest. It's just the latest in a whole line, a whole string of especially NXT talents getting to the main roster and being absolutely destroyed. So no, sorry, not sorry when it comes to BC not understanding why this needed to be done, not understanding this character, and not being behind it. I love Nikki Cross. I want to be so happy for her. In fact, there's a piece of me that is. Even with this fucking Halloween costume, almost participation trophy award winning character. But if you think I'm showing up to a crowd and chanting, "You deserve it," and going ballistic for this fucking semi-superhero running around in a cape and a mask, talking about how we can all almost accomplish our dreams, it's not going to happen with somebody like BC. My standards are much higher. I'm happy for Nikki Cross, but if you ain't gonna go about things the right way, then I'm not getting behind it. She cuts a promo out there, and again, wait till you hear the promo she cut afterwards, man, in the main event, after the main event, but we'll get to that a little bit later in the show. For this promo, it's the same old Nikki A.S.H. When I put this outfit on, I feel like I can do almost anything. The cape, the mask, everything I do, it's amazing, but almost amazing because I feel amazing, but I'm not amazing because I'm almost, see what I'm saying? That's the character. I'm almost everything. I'm almost going to be a good champion. And then she says, I feel like it's a dream, right? I feel like it's all a dream and I haven't woken up yet. And BC is thinking, trust me, I'm with ya. But for a lot of people that feel like BC feels, it's a nightmare. What is happening with these championships and these talents on the main roster? Charlotte Flair then comes out and degrades and belittles A.S.H. But to be honest, she was dropping facts. Charlotte is talking about how this is all a joke. And how nobody can take this seriously. And I can't help but think, wow, I can't believe I'm agreeing with Charlie Flair. Because most of us can't. Sure, that crowd was full of almost superheroes cheering her on. These are the fans that Vince preys on. They'll accept anything Vince gives them. First in line with their wooden bowl. Please, sir, can I have some more? They're there just to have fun, right? And that's cool. Good for them. Vince sure does love you guys. But there is a shit ton of fans like BC that know we need to be honest with the old bastard in Stamford in order to not only get the best possible product, but also to help the actual fucking talent who get treated like shit week after week. And then Rhea Ripley comes out, and these fans actually started a Rhea, Rhea, Rhea chant. And again, BC is thinking, is this the night after WrestleMania? Is this a fucking joke being played on all of us? What the fuck? Rhea's getting a chant like that? I've never seen more than 4 people at a time give 2 flying fucks about Rhea Ripley. But this crowd is happier than a pig in shit. Then Sonya Deville and Triple Threat Thompson, aka Adam Pearce. They come out and they do what they do, right? They declare a triple threat. We didn't give Adam Pearce the nickname Triple Threat Thompson for any old reason. There is a fucking good reason. It's because all they do is they make triple threats. It started with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania for no fucking reason. Because a certain portion of fans in the community said, Edge is old. I don't think he can go one-on-one with Roman. We need Daniel Bryan. And they fucking ruined a damn good dream match. Thankfully, we got it months later at Money in the Bank. But ever since that Daniel Bryan shit, he's just been making one triple threat after another. So here's Deville on the mic. And they say, hey, SummerSlam, here's an idea. Triple threat title match. Rhea, Charlotte, and Nikki A.S.H. And one of you will walk out of SummerSlam the champion, and the other 2 will almost accomplish what you came there to do, right? And that's just as good, according to Nikki A.S.H. It doesn't matter if you win the fucking championship, as long as you almost do it. If you almost do it, then you done did something. Oh. A triple threat at SummerSlam. Can I hold my excitement? Guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll see if BC can contain himself throughout this whole awesome build to SummerSlam. And the match, wow, it's going to be off the charts. Damian Priest then defeats Sheamus. I hate this. Now you may want to say, but BC, you said so many times they should book Priest like a winner. Yes, I did say that. And I continue to say that. But just like everything else in this world, there's a right way to do shit and a wrong way to do shit. Defeating the current United States champion just to get another title match, or just to get another match with said champion for the championship, it's just ludicrous. This company couldn't care less about creating storylines. That takes too much effort. So what do? Lazy booking, of course. To make a pay-per-view title match, they simply have the champion look like an idiot and get beat. And the person who already beat the champion now gets a title match. How is this fun for your audience? How do people get excited for a pay-per-view match that they've already seen? I can't with this company. This company makes BC want to run 65 miles per hour straight into a concrete wall. I am sick of setting up title matches by a dude already beating the champion. Because then right from the jump, we don't need to see it again. I could not imagine if back in the day, the British Bulldog beat Bret the Hitman Hart, leading up to their SummerSlam matchup for the IC Championship. Anybody remember that awesome title match between British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith and Bret Hart? I'm just using this as an example. Could you imagine if Davey Boy Smith, if British Bulldog beat Bret Hart twice, one-on-one, leading up to SummerSlam? Would the title victory at SummerSlam have been that fucking meaningful? To British Bulldog, fuck yeah, because it was in his backyard. It was in home territory, so it was going to be a special occasion. But if you already saw the dude beat him twice, it takes a lot of that fucking steam off, doesn't it? Could you imagine Hogan and Savage leading into their title match at WrestleMania 5? Could you imagine if Hulk Hogan was just beating Randy Savage one-on-one for 2-3 weeks beforehand? What the fuck are we tuning in at the pay-per-view for? A title might change hands. Oh, wow! That doesn't happen every fucking week, every show, it seems. Every title is treated like the 24/7 title, if it ain't Roman's. Anyway, United States champion just fucking defeated just like that. Basically, you said you wanted Damian Priest to win. It's the same thing with Karrion Kross and Keith fucking Lee. You want them to fucking win. It needs to be the right way, man. Let's not look like idiots. Yes, we want Jeff Hardy to win matches. Beating an undefeated NXT champion in his debut? Probably not the way you should go about business. Our number one ends with a tag title match between Omos and AJ Styles versus the Vikings. Again! This is 3 times in 8 days. Money in the Bank, last week's Raw, and this week. Again, I ask, who is actually getting excited about seeing the same matches over and over and over and over and over and over? Red Rover, send good booking over! The Vikings lose again. Impressive performance by Styles and Omos. I'm not shocked by Styles. Omos is getting better finally. It only took an entire fucking year with AJ Styles, it seems. After they won at Mania, remember they went away and AJ Styles was joking that they went on vacation and they don't need to show up. The real report, the backstage reporting going on was that they were just trying to train Omos some more. Don't you love how in this company, they bring people to the main roster and they put them forefront on the main stage that don't even have talent. And the real talented individuals, they get stuck at catering or get released or don't get the time of day. That's not shade to Omos, that's the fucking facts. It's sad, by the way, to think back to a time when War Machine was running wild. Does anybody remember War Machine? Isn't it sad to think War Machine in NXT and think Vikings on the main roster? And you knew they were doomed from the fucking beginning when they were playing badminton and throwing tennis, frisbees, and playing basketball and playing Monopoly, all with the Street Profits. You remember every week they were engaged in combat over a hot dog eating contest. Yeah, the writing was on the wall when War Machine was playing frisbee. Anyway, I digress. Moving on. Drew McIntyre versus Veer. I went to get my chicken nuggets out of the oven because I love chicken nuggets! And when I came back, the match was over! I don't even mind Jinder Mahal versus McIntyre at SummerSlam. There's history, it's only 1 match out of 10, no harm, no foul. Let's fucking do it. I don't even mind Jinder Mahal. I know the rest of the community shits on the guy. I get it. I don't mind Jinder Mahal. I like Drew McIntyre. I'm okay with this. But if this is the build, we'd be better off with a Power Ranger versus a Transformer. Actually, that could be badass, so I digress, let's move on. Tamina and Natalya, they defeat Eva Marie and Doudrop. Yes, there is still a professional wrestler on this roster named Doudrop! That's not a joke, there's somebody on the roster named Doudrop still. Anyway, Tamina and Natalya, they defeat Eva Marie and Doudrop. Lily shows up on the Tron, that's right, Lily. Alexa proclaims that this is the Lily-lution. Eva is distracted and receives a super kick from Tamina. 1, 2, 3. At least it wasn't a fucking fruit roll-up. And Eva Marie is losing. So all seems right in the world. Ain't gonna get too much complaints out of BC with this one. So I'm just gonna move on. Beggars can't be choosers. Let's take it and run. Then this shithead in Stamford trolls his own fans, in reality just sabotaging his own product. And he has Karrion Kross versus Keith Lee. The two dudes that lost in embarrassing circumstances last week and set the entire wrestling world ablaze. So he puts them both in there together one-on-one. Instead of admitting he fucked up and he was wrong, he says, I'll have one of them go over, but the other one is gonna lose again. Kross taps out Lee. Kross needed that win, no doubt. NXT needed that win, no doubt. Here's the tragic news. Keith Lee needed that win too! It is clear whatever went down between McMahon and Keith Lee was worse than just trademarks or backstage business. Something volatile happened. Lee was gone for nearly 7 months. They couldn't say a word about why he was gone. He wanted to. He left cryptic messages on social, but they never said a word. Him and his girl Mia Yim, nothing. And then he comes back and he's losing the way he's losing, man. You come back from a hiatus, you usually get a big push. People are happy to see you. The company knows this. They're going to see what they can get out of you from the jump. Instead, he comes back and he is clearly being punished. We knew it last week, but if you had any doubt, last night was that clear indication there's a tragic problem. And Keith Lee knows this. And again, Keith Lee took to social yesterday. Last night, Keith Lee actually sent out a message and he said, I've decided I'm going to tell my story to you guys straight up. Just give me a week or two. So Keith Lee knows this is a problem. Keith Lee knows this needs to be addressed now because it's not going to get better. And this is what I mean for people that ever want to defend Vince McMahon. And I'm not saying he's a fucking horrible guy to his family and grandchildren and maybe close friends. I'm not saying the guy doesn't have a heart here and there and won't donate money here and there and help out a friend. But if you don't think there is an absolute fucking douche within this dude that treats his talent like shit far too often. Sure, there's the Mark Calloways and such, where he can be buddy-buddy. But you hear one tragic story after another with this talent, with his talent, over the years, over the decades. And you draw the conclusion based on the factual information that we have. Based on what the majority of the talent says. You do not. I don't care what problem you have with Keith Lee. You don't make an example out of him and embarrass him in front of the world to see in your ring. He's out there putting his life on the line for your company, and you don't even have the fucking audacity, the fucking balls to make him an employee. He's an independent contractor. So after you're done embarrassing him and abusing him and using him up, and making sure he's irrelevant in the wrestling world by losing every fucking week, he's gonna do what he always does. He's gonna cast them to the wayside. He's gonna release them. You're fired! So that when another company grabs you because you are an independent contractor, so you can easily be released, and if he's done enough damage, you can go to any company you want. They're just gonna remember you as a jobber. That's what Vince likes to do. I like how Keith Lee is putting the kibosh on that right now. He's gonna end that shit now. He knows what he's worth. We all know what Lee is worth. And this is some grade A captain bullshit. It's unacceptable. But this dude is in the doghouse, and it's clear, man. It's clear if this doesn't get rectified now, not a month from now, not a year from now, right now, if this doesn't get rectified, it's over. Like you see in the thumbnail, it's over for Keith Lee in WWE. And I can't even believe I'm uttering those words. It seems like just yesterday, him and Dominik Dijakovic. You guys remember Dijakovic? Yeah, he's playing T-Bar now on the main roster. Yeah, another example of Vince taking what works in NXT and completely ruining it. But I remember Dijakovic and Keith Lee having one masterpiece after another. And here we are, what seems like yesterday. Here we are the next day, it seems. And Keith Lee, we're talking about it being over for him in WWE. Just like Aleister Black, when he was in NXT, you thought about what he could do on the main roster. And here he is, released, gone from the company. They released fucking Aleister Black. How do you do that? How do you do that? This is a guy who had it all and the fucking... He could have gave the company everything. He could have been a bona fide star. He just needs a little bit, just a little bit of a push, and he'll do all the footwork. You cannot possibly fuck up somebody like Aleister Black. Vince McMahon found a way. He found a fucking way. He found a way to screw up somebody like Aleister Black. It is impossible to do such, but he made it possible. And now we're talking about somebody like Keith Lee, who could, in a matter of fucking 2 weeks, depending on what he has to say, and if he truly does say it all, what actually has been happening, and why he's in the doghouse, why he's being punished. If he says it all, Vince could get absolutely pissed and send him on the outs. Fired. To be talking about such immaculate talent not even being with the company anymore in such a short amount of time, and you want to defend Vince McMahon, brah, that's on you. I am seeing a dude who is absolutely not only lost touch with reality in this business, but he is in that WWE bubble where he needs to get his own head out of his ass. His own fucking ass, because that's where it's stuck up right now. His bubble is straight up his fucking ass. Somebody needs to burst that shit, pop that bubble. And he needs to be brought back down to reality. And when he gets there, shareholders, everybody who's got some stock in this company, his family, his friends, the talent, everybody needs to hold an intervention, and they need to remove him from that head spot, because this company is being tarnished, internally sabotaged by this guy. I don't care if that's a scathing review on the old bastard in Stanford or not. It needs to be said, because it's the truth. We just mentioned good old Dijakovic, right? Good old T-Bar. Well, talking about Keith Lee, well, he's up next, actually, because it's Mansoor, the man that soars, and Mustafa. They defeat Mace and T-Bar. Another loss for Mace and T-Bar. Didn't see that coming. At least Mustafa's getting a fucking win, man, so we'll take it. You knew this was just a matter of time before Vincent Kennedy McMahon put Mansoor and Mustafa together. You knew it was just a matter of time, from the Nation of Domination to the Hurt Business to Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, to Mansoor and Ali, and so many others in between. Vince puts his minorities together because he doesn't give a fuck. That's what he sees every, hey, you look like him, and you look like him, and she looks like her. Let's put them together. I don't want to get creative. I don't want them to be individuals, because I don't see them as such. Oh, is that harsh? Good. Start getting creative. Don't just see somebody like Mustafa Ali and see somebody like Mansoor and put them together, because in Vince's mind, hey, they look alike. This is what I mean about toddler bullshit booking. Because a fucking kid with crayons can put this shit together. I expect more maturity out of this shit. More fucking creativity. The fucking wrestlers deserve better than this. To quote Metallica, sad but true. I'll just leave it at that. Oh, and get this, Mansoor defeated over 6'6", 280-pound Mace via the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating Fruit Roll Up. Just a few weeks ago, T-Bar, 6'7", 270-pound T-Bar was being rolled up by a house party member. How about our WWE champion, 6'3", 273-pound Bobby Lashley getting rolled up by Kofi Kingston 2 months ago, and Xavier Woods 2 weeks ago rolling up Bobby Lashley. Karrion Kross last week. It's not just the fact that this company has ran the Fruit Roll Up finish into the ground, but the wrestlers that they are having get Fruit Roll Upped, it's simply not believable. Not to mention unacceptable. These are all monsters that are getting rolled up by people half their size. And these monsters can't get their shoulder up just a centimeter off the mat. It completely ruins the mystique, character, and perception of said individual. I don't want to see another Fruit Roll-Up finish until the year 2085. Exactly, do the math. 2085. That's the next time I want to see a roll-up. And the only reason I want to see in 2085 is just to remember how much I hated it back in 2021. We just brought up Bobby Lashley. He was actually up next. Lashley defeats Cedric and Shelton in a handicap match. They broke up the Hurt Business and had nothing for Shelton and Cedric. You can't make it up, man. They broke the group up and had nothing planned. Pathetic. I do love Lashley being booked B status, don't get me wrong. But if all of this is just to have Goldberg destroy Lashley in 60 seconds with his 3 moves of doom at SummerSlam, fuck that and fuck you, Vince. Do not do Lashley filthy like that. He doesn't deserve it. He deserves way more than that. So I don't want to see that at all. That'll get 10 fucking uglies the next day on The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, I assure you. Or something like that. If not 10, it would be fucking absolutely dragged in that review if Goldberg shows up just to do the deal. Like, Goldberg didn't even show up last night, right? His contract, oh no, it's too fancy schmancy. This guy gets to show up once or twice a year, fucking say, you're next, or I'm next. And then he gets to show up maybe a week or 2 before the event, spear a son of a bitch, show up to the actual pay-per-view, do his 3 moves of doom, collect the championship, ruin somebody in the process, and then you just repeat the process over and over every year until Vince McMahon gets a fucking clue. This is stale, this is redundant, this is bullshit, this is ruining your superstars, it's ruining your product, it's ruining your company. I know! I'm sabotaging it, you idiot! Hey, BC! Are you stupid, BC? I'm sabotaging it! Oh, we know, Vince. Trust me, we know. Johnny Drip Drip Morrison is up next. He defeats Matt Riddle. Omos grabs Riddle's scooter at ringside and bends it in half, breaking it. Matt Riddle looks like he just lost one of his flip-flops. He's devastated. Morrison's able to capitalize off of the distraction of his broke scooter, and Starship Pain ends this thing 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna be completely 100 with you guys as always. It's so damn good to see Morrison win. I don't know, something felt so right about that. Just seeing John Morrison pick up a W because I know how fucking awesome this guy is. It's almost like something right actually happened last night. There's a crazy concept, right? There's something you don't see often, something you see once in a blue moon, something that was correct, something that is right actually happened. Not something we just want, right? We're not just fans that are not getting our way, so we're bitching, complaining, and ranting. No! We're fans that want to see the product succeed, and we see it going backwards. We see the product getting worse and worse by the week. We're just trying to help. And it's good when somebody like Morrison picks up a fucking victory. Do I think he should be in there with somebody like Riddle and Riddle should be taking losses? No, that's another story. But fuck, to see Morrison finally pick up a one-on-one victory, even if it needed a fucking army or a fucking giant Omos, something felt right about that. Randy Orton was advertised last night, by the way. They kept him off TV. It'll be interesting to see if indeed he was in a dark match or showed up at all last night. But he was advertised for the live crowd, and he never showed up, so they're keeping him off TV for a while, man. I don't know what's up with him either, but that's the least of my worries right now. We got to find out what's up with Keith Lee. Moving on, we have a scheduled 24/7 title match, which is against the concept of the 24/7 championship, isn't it? You don't have scheduled matches for the 24/7 title, but we did last night because Raw, that's why. Reginald, your current champion, versus R-Truth. This was really bad. Like the type of bad where you feel sorry for the wrestlers in the ring. Yeah, that type of bad. R-Truth had a microphone the entire time as Reginald was doing his regular ninja shit. The crowd was funeral silent. This is the same crowd that drooled over Nikki A.S.H and Rhea Ripley. I thought they'd be clapping like demented seals for this garbage, but they weren't. They were silent. Reginald defeats Truth with the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating Fruit Roll Up. I said I didn't want to see another Fruit Roll Up until the year 2085. Well, we went almost a half an hour. Beggars can't be choosers, we'll take it. They made it an entire half an hour before doing another Fruit Roll Up. Fucking, I can't. So your latest Fruit Roll Up award winner is R-Truth. He gets Fruit Roll Up and he can't kick the fuck out. So Mace and R-Truth are your Fruit Roll Up award winners coming out of last night. Congratulations. Although that's an award you probably don't want to ever win again in the future. Main event was Charlie versus Asshole. This was a 9-title match. Bro, the first half of this match, they beat the fuck out of one another. They were seriously laying in. Something was off with them. You could see the referee keep talking on his mic to Vince McMahon. Vince knew something was fucking wrong, even at his fucking old age. Even with all the erratic bullshit that he's fucking doing and the bad judgment calls and the fucking internal sabotage, Vince knew something was wrong with this. Charlie and Nikki were just throwing bows. They were not on the same page. They didn't want to sell for one another. And I was loving it, man. It was one of those things where, fuck it. This is our main event. The show has been absolute trash. Beat the fuck out of one another. Charlie was laying in chops. You should have saw the red marks on fucking Nikki A.S.H's fucking chest, man. They were deep. Charlie went in on that shit, man. You could see Nikki getting pissed off. Nikki was kind of like, what the fuck are you doing a few times? It was really fucking good, actually. So something so bad and fucking for some reason they were just not on the same page and pissed off at one another. It turned out good for all of us. Hopefully they're all good. They seemed all right afterwards. Again, Nikki A.S.H was totally fucking just red on her chest, and she looked like she went through a war. But the first half of this match, you go back and watch it, man, they beat the fuck out of one another, man. The referee's like, what the hell you ladies doing? He's trying to tell Vince, I think they're good. I don't know. Watch the ref. He keeps clicking his black box. He's in communication, because it was stiff the entire first half. So I wanted to spend a minute just touching up on that, because I loved it, man. You would have thought that was like a Thunder Rosa Evilise match. If you guys ever saw Evilise and Thunder Rosa go at it, not just in AEW, but just in general, they have this thing where they just lay into one another. They don't want to sell for one another, and it always comes across very realistic, because it is, but also with Thunder Rosa and Evilise, we saw that one time in AEW where it was very unprofessional, where they just stopped selling for one another. And you can't do that in front of your audience. So, man, I don't know. This first half of this match was wild. I don't know what happened, but I think Charlie, what happened is Charlotte likes to control and dominate. That's like real life shit, man. She likes to dominate the match, and I think it rubs people the wrong way a lot. And so Nikki probably throwed a harsh blow back. This pissed off Charlie more. And then they were just off to the races. The second half of this match, it turned into more of a wrestling match, and it looked like they eased up a little bit. So they got more professional as time went on, man. Charlotte wins via a top rope crossbody reversal. I don't know why. I don't mind this fucking... I know, right? I hate the fruit roll-up. I forgot who it was, but back in the day, it was a high-profile match, too, man. I think maybe an IC title match. Fuck, I wish I could remember, but it was a high-profile match, and it was a move just like that, man. A crossbody from the top, and there was a rollover, and there was that victory, and I was like, oh, shit! Like, how the fuck did they flip over from a crossbody? Like, what? So I don't mind this. It wasn't a fruit roll-up. I will not constitute it as that. And Charlie wins this match. I didn't think she was going to lose, to be honest. So... you know what I mean? I knew your champion was going to eat an L, because that's what this company did. We just saw it earlier with fucking Sheamus. But that's just one example. They do this all the fucking time. So, Nikki A.S.H, who just won the title last week, she loses the very next fucking week to Charlie. And I'm not even kidding, man. I almost... this is what she says. They give her another promo at the end of this thing, where she says something to the effect... This is Nikki, by the way. She gets on the mic after she just lost, and she says something like this. This is almost an exact quote, maybe a slight paraphrase. She says, I almost could have beat you. She says, I know I lost. I know I didn't get the job done. But Charlotte, I'm telling you right now, I almost could have won that match. I swear, BC is rocked at this point. After watching 3 hours of this garbage, BC is absolutely stunned by what I just heard. And this is the whole reason why somebody like BC and so many people that feel like me, this is why we can't get behind this character. We love Nikki Cross. We want to stick behind Nikki Cross, no doubt. But this character, this is what I mean about it's we don't understand it because it's just a dumb character. We don't understand because it's just bad. Because this is the promos you're going to be getting. I know I lost, but I almost could have won. You almost... What the fuck? What the fuck? You almost could have won. I almost could have hit the lottery. I almost could have had sexy time with Jennifer Aniston. I almost could have dated Jennifer Lawrence. We were in the same coffee shop. We talked to one another. Almost isn't gonna get the job done. I'm not fucking Jennifer Lawrence or Jennifer Aniston tonight. I'm not going home with Chili from TLC. Anybody remember Chili from TLC? Oh, bro. Damn. I like to tell myself I almost could have had her. No. I didn't almost have fucking Chili from TLC, and you almost did not beat Charlotte. You got beat from a crossbody. Reversal. This fucking promo, and this is what we've been getting these promos. This is just what BC has been telling you was going to eventually happen. It was inevitable. The promos have been bad because they're all about putting a costume on and almost getting the job done. Participation trophy Nikki. That's what the character is. So BC tried to warn you that this is only going to get worse, and sure enough, here we are already, and you're getting a promo that she's saying, yes, I lost, but I almost could have won. It doesn't even make sense. Even if it made sense, it would be stupid. It doesn't even make sense, so it makes it even more stupider. That's right, stupider. We're all losing brain cells watching this shit and listening to it. I'm BC Amplified. That's your July 26, 2021 Raw review. Hopefully you guys were more entertained with BC than what the show gave you. If that's the case, then I've done this review, this show, and this channel its due justice. We'll tune in to what is next. What do we got? NXT. And then AEW on Wednesday. And then, I don't even know. See, this is dumbed up BC. Just talking about this fucking Raw. I don't even know what's the NXT, AEW Wednesday, and then Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah, that's what it is as we inch closer to SummerSlam. That's it. I'm going to get another fucking coffee, and we're going to whoop the day's ass. I hope you guys do as well, man. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. Now let's all do ourselves a favor. Let's forget about this fucking show, and let's move on to the next. Hopefully NXT is better tonight, man. I don't think there's going to be a review because nobody watches NXT. But maybe we'll talk AEW Thursday morning-ish after AEW goes on the airwaves Wednesday night, man. I'm sure there's going to be a lot to talk about, so if I can find the time, I would like to do that. That's it. Coffees and ass whoopings. Think, be, live, amplified, always. Until next time, BC and I'm out. Check you later.